Okay, so here's an idea. If you don't have a Cricut machine for drawing out your shape, you can just take an image from a coloring book, and then you can take the freehand markers, the Infusible Ink freehand markers, which look like this, and then you can take your image and color it in. Now, I've done this little sample here. You do have to remember, though, that you actually would have to take the black and color over the black, because this is not infusible ink. This is just photocopy ink. So this impression will not go on to your item. So if you forget where you've done your black ink, you can turn it over and make sure that you've traced over top all of the black areas, which I think I have. So now we can use, I haven't tried using a regular iron yet, but my friend lent me this, and it is just one of those presses that they use for doing shirts or iron-on shirts, or this infusible ink. So let's show you how this is going to work now. Okay, so for what you need for this is a pressing mat for absorbing the heat. Then whatever you're going to use to put your design on. I'm just using a canvas. This came in a 2-pack at the dollar store. Just trying to keep it cheap as possible for now, in case you wanted to do this for a whole class. You will need to put down a piece of paper on top of your mat, because the ink, well, actually in this case I won't need it because this has got wood on the back. But if you're doing other things like a t-shirt or a tote bag, the ink can bleed through into your mat, so you always want to protect your mat from getting it full of ink. I'm just going to leave it there because it's just habit for me to do that. So I'm going to put my little canvas down, and here's my picture that I colored, and I'm going to put that there. And then same thing, you have to protect the bottom of your heat press, because the ink will come through this way and it'll get onto the bottom of your heat press. So you can use butcher paper. I've also used Teflon sheets, but butcher paper is cheaper. So you just put that down there. And you can buy heat resistant tape if your design needs to be taped on here and you're worried about it moving around. This one looks like it's going to be pretty stable, so I'm just going to leave that there. If anything, this paper is going to be the thing that moves around. I think I'll move it more like that so that I can use other pieces of it later. Now that I said that about it moving around, it's probably going to move around on me, so now I'm worried. Okay, so on Cricut's website, they have a heat guide, and you go on there and you put in what you're doing, whether you're doing iron-on or you're using infusible ink, and what material you're using it on, and it'll tell you how long to do it for. And I was using 385 and for 40 seconds, and you just gotta wait 10 more seconds. Okay, and then you're supposed to leave this till it's more cool to touch before you remove it. So that'll be a few seconds. So I'll just put my video on pause. No, apparently that was a picture that I just took. So I can't reach my pause button on here because I've got it in a special stand. But I betcha it'll be good now. So I'm going to take that off, and you can see already, see how the ink already came through onto this butcher paper. So that is why you definitely need the butcher paper. And then, I hope this didn't move. It looks like it moved. Shoot. Let's see what it looks like. ta-da! There it is. So the ink from here transferred onto the canvas quite nicely. And there you have a project that you could do. Now, of course, you can also do it on like a t-shirt, which would be great, but that would be quite costly for everybody. There's these little canvas bags that I got from the dollar store as well. So I'm going to try one right now on a canvas bag, and I'll show you how that one turns out. You can buy coasters and do them on coasters. It's really endless. You can really endless on what you can do it on.